G'day, thank you all for the opportunity to come today. So my name is Arno. Obviously I'm part of the PH group. We were part of the initiative for the SASL program to develop IoT, and I was asked to in conjunction create a solution that we think is useful, firstly. So in the IoT era, we used from our initial devices that we actually customized for this project. But in the IoT world, it's a new hype word that is pretty much getting serious carpet time and kind of walking through it. So I wanted to just quickly talk about myself. So I'm the IoT and idiot. The reason for putting a little bit of tongue in cheek in this is just to show you exactly where did we come from? Where did IoT start historically and today? What is the actual application that we do? So I'm not very much going to talk into the integration and the data stacks and how we communicate and report. I'm actually going to talk about a real world scenario that is actually part of a patent that we're doing right now. So in 1869, the very first person was of course Fyodor, who said, every genius is a new human idea, and the book's name was called The Idiot. So in 1869, we already spoke about idiots. In 1948, Einstein made the prediction to say that technology will surpass humans, and by that stage we'll be a generation again of idiots. So you can see the progression in time, how it's getting closer. Then, of course, Isaac Asimov, who's the father of AI, and IoT is pretty much gearing towards the AI world. You correctly addressed it earlier so very nicely. It doesn't help with all these thousands of sensors, but we can't handle all this data. And like Asimov said, we're going to be like a bunch of idiot doctors, treating pregnant men. The idea is all of the information that we get from IoT can be a bit overwhelming, and you need to, of course, make sense of it. And then, of course, very lastly, the Idiot Company was started, and the Idiot Company also referred to his chief engineers as a chief idiot who's leading his team. From the global IoT partnership, there's a lot of idiot companies which now actually started up. We have Idiot Products, IoT Report, the Idiot Company, the IoT hashtag. So all of this stuff is kind of like a tongue-in-cheek in terms of IoT can actually make idiots out of all of us if we don't make sense of the data. So in terms of a real-world application where we really wanted to go and find and address our customers' needs specifically, is that we were part of the SASL Industria pipeline and the Impala Logistics program. The idea was to do track and trace. Now again, track and trace is a word like IoT. It is pretty much deurgeloop on the carpet. So we wanted to really do something that is initiative, that's innovative, and that is really helpful directly for the purpose it's actually geared towards. So we're experiencing lots of copper explosives in transit. We've all seen the programs on TV, and we all know copper theft is an enormous problem. So our main concern was to address this specifically for the African market in terms of routes. You can imagine with these, for copper, it's a $65 billion US dollar a year business. Majority of those business actually comes out of this Ndola Kasambalesa region and goes to Dar es Salaam and Durban. We had a direct request for that application to find a solution. How can we actually monitor inventory? And of course, the IoT is a very nice way to do it because of the ISSI communication. You can do geofencing and so forth. So the second route was to Durban. We addressed it by doing a bit of investigation. So we did a bit of idiot crunching, and the idiots came up with an idea, and actually the idea was translated into a patent application. So the patent application, the long and short, is that by using IoT, we now have a moving geofence, and by the moving geofence we mean we have a unit that's called a microstation. The microstation monitors all the IoT devices while in transit. We have connectivity across Africa, multi-networks, 401 networks in 196 countries. So we wanted to also put a track and trace and alert to it, where if a single item is removed from a vehicle in transit, it should be alerted. Not only the fact that it should be alerted, you also want to be able to retrieve it, and if that stolen item is actually taken to a set-off point for a depot to get resold, you want to be notified in advance. So this is really a bit more of a proactive way of monitoring. So in terms of the outcomes and benefits, we ability to monitor inventory at an item level. We have the real-time alert for theft in transit via geofence. We spoke earlier about the Econdustria, so we have to use the right word nowadays. They're very finicky about that. Where if you have explosives in transit, trucks leave, trucks drive, they remove items from the truck boxes. We want to be able to alert it real time. The global connectivity and the recovery of stolen goods is of course a spin-off of the technology that we use. So we do make use in the proactive alert for the stolen goods section. We do make available of dual communication. Anton spoke about GSM LTE and Wi-Fi earlier. We of course use similar technology. We just included in our unit the IoT communication, also RFID scanning ability, all in one device. The idea is being really real world scenario. We have certain sensors, tags that we use. If something happens, there's I don't know how to put the light on this thing. There's an alert on a vehicle, it goes to a mobile phone, and if anybody does actually go and recover or return stolen goods to a venue or to a shop, or I don't know who buys copper nowadays, you guys will know better than me, we will get an alert for that. I think the majority of the applications for this was aimed initially as cross-border because of our unique connectivity. We joined the IoT solution into these units to be able to do this. We drilled it down to a box level. We're now busy to drill it down even to item level for the explosive candles and boosters. The products that we have developed, of course, the first one is a fixed station. We all know these. These have just been increased to higher field frequency to accept the signals. Microstation, that's actually our own manufactured internal device. The PUC is a puck, is a word we coined one day when the idiot was having a beer. So the idea is a peerless universal chip should be able to not only be specific to one IoT device. We want to be able to accept many different IoT devices. We see SquidNet, Sigfox is coming up, all of that now. So in terms of a mesh network, of course, the final goal will be to have a mesh. Once we have an IoT mesh, I think that's probably the platinum standard for South Africa. You'll be able to do communication, do all this itemized inventory, track and trace in real time. So that's my 5 minutes. Thank you very much.